Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have the most important video that's out there for the Siege of Olympus. This is the single-handedly the best team for Siege of Olympus, and I think this team is going to help so many clubs, so many free-to-play clubs as well, to possibly get to Heroic. Now, Heroic is a volume-based. I'd say this raid is a volume-based raid where you need to just get a number of runs that hit empowered, right? Because it's hard to cheese the raid. However, we have a free-to-play team here. I would like to thank She2102 in my club who came up with this. We are now Heroic, so we have the ability to test these things. And I believe she came up with this brilliant team, which is just kind of a slight variation to what we're used to, and it can do upwards of, it can hit 1.2 million in raids, and that's what we're looking for in this raid, something that can help clubs use as minimal attempts as possible to take down these titans. So I'm going to jump into the team. You can see it on screen here. What it is, it's this Ian team, of course, but you don't have Maleficent here, so we have to have substitutes. And we're not going to use Frollo here either. So who you're going to use instead is Chunk, and you're going to use Barley to give the book to Ian. Now, I will explain why these two characters are so important. In fact, I'm going to explain why Chunk is probably the most important character here, really, to enable these massive runs. You can do this. You can use this team without Chunk, and Frollo instead, putting out those archers, more continuous damage on the field. However, Chunk is there to really enable this team, and the reason being is because he applies fear on his passive. Now, let me just show this ability. This passive right here, on turn start, if the character has haste, perform the following: interrupt haste and gain defensive for one turn, gain taunt for one turn, inflict fear for one turn on one random opponent. Now, what that's going to do is that's going to inflict fear, and we're going to use it on the Lava Titan here. It's going to inflict fear on the Lava Titan. Now, what this means is not only are your debuffs guaranteed to land, it means Sally's going to double tap with her basic, and Sally is going to apply 3 continuous damage each time she attacks. So effectively you're going to get 6 continuous damage on every basic from Sally. Now, Barley's here also going to be just calling Sally to assist, potentially calling Ian to assist on his basic, which is going to apply the blind, which means the Lava Titan's going to miss his attacks. But you also got a very chunky tank here who can effectively soak up this damage anyway, even if you do get hit. But it's better to have the blind on the field, so you can he potentially misses. Bubbles here, he is here for the slows. Bubbles is here to pass tactics to Barley, because then Barley can pass the book to Ian, and it will always give him crit power up. So when you want to line up that big hit, he's gonna absolutely blow up the Lava Titan or the Ice Titan. You could probably use it on the Ice Titan as well. Now, the other thing is Ian can also use his Guinevere to reduce magic, which will prevent the insta-kill. Now, the aim here really is just to build up continuous damage with Sally, and to make sure you keep fear on the board with Chunk. Ian has this great first special as well, which also it increases the duration of harmful effects on the opponent by 1. What this means, it's going to extend the fear. It's going to extend the opportunities for you to land your continuous damage on the Titan. Now, I haven't got the right spells here, but to be honest, spells don't really matter too much. Mufasa could be used to potentially give Ian offense up. I've been suggesting people use Splash Soak for a while now. To be honest, I don't think this matters. We've done some. I had some testing with the help from Timon from Disney Misfits, who showed me that extending the debuffs don't actually increase Ian's damage. It's purely about landing additional continuous damages on the board, which is why this team works so well, because of the fear, because of Sally's interactions with the fear and the ability to land continuous damage. Now, I've rambled on here. I'm going to jump into the footage and show you how it works. It's going to be a very short video, but it's absolutely fantastic, and hats off to She for making this happen. Okay, so here we are with the footage. It looks like she's used Dice and Splash Soak. I just mentioned obviously with Splash Soak, but Dice is a good spell to use. It might give you the offense up or crit power up as well. So she starts off with the basics, trying to land blind and as much continuous damage as possible. She's now just using more basics, aiming to get that blind on the board. And now this is it. I'm going to pause here. Now unfortunately she doesn't click on these debuffs at the top, but she has landed fear underneath, right? Now this just means Sally is going to double tap every time. The reason you know it's landed is because her basic's always going to land twice. Like that. Use the van. More basics. And pass the book to Barley. Now that's really important. That move there, you could probably have just seen it there. It's extended all these debuffs at the top, but importantly within that, it's extended fear, and now you can keep Sally going for longer because the Titan's going to take a turn. It's going to set off those debuffs, and you're going to lose one turn of fear. It's so important that you've managed to extend it. Chunk soaking up the damage. It doesn't really matter if he dies, and I think he does in this footage. His main thing was to get fear out on the board. Again, Sally's basic. Possible stare down to remove some turn meter. More basics. That Barley basic, calling to assist, is also kind of huge as well. And we're just building up these stacks over here. Spreading them again, keeping keeping fear on the board. And we're about to take that big hit soon. Could be fortunate. I'm just pause it very quickly there. I'm going to say it can be fortunate here because I've had runs with my Maleficent team where you kind of overhit it, and then when the Lava Titan takes a turn, he almost has he hits empowered because of the continuous damage on him already, not because of any hit. So luckily, well, I don't know if it's lucky, but it felt like she'd landed a lot of continuous damage at this point. But we're about to take the big hit with Ian. I don't think she slows it down, but you're going to be able to see the hit anyway. 960k. Absolutely massive. And this is with a totally free-to-play team. Everyone's died now, pretty much. Run is over. Okay, what do we get? Just take that in, guys. That is a 1.2 million run with a totally free-to-play team. All these characters are very easily farmable. You know, you had to get Chunk pretty much for Ascension. He's super important in that. Everyone's got bubbles. You're gonna have to get Sally for this raid anyway. Ian and Barley. Barley's always been had so much utility in everywhere. So hopefully you've got him. And then Ian, you know he does the big damage in this raid, so you need to be farming him. But absolutely amazing run by her. Hats off to She for getting this. I will give a couple of shout outs right now. So first shout out to She, who gave me this footage for that absolutely amazing run, which is going to help the community so much here. Secondly, to Wailoa in my club, who we set up a similar team. It didn't have Chunk, it had Frollo, and you can pretty much get a good 800k run with that team as well. You know, you can look at your roster and see If you didn't have Chunk, for example, you could use Frollo instead if you had him. So another excellent substitute, and thank you very much for testing that out, Wallower. And lastly, Mr. Horrible for leaving likes on my video. Thank you very much. You get your shout out. So thanks, guys. I hope you learned something today, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me in Discord or leave a comment. Please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm here. It's hard to really extend my reach because these likes and these comments actually help with the algorithm. It helps get this video out there, and for me this is probably the most important video I've done for a while, really. I've done my Heroic Raid series, but that was based on my roster. This is a free-to-play team that can pretty much 4x the empowered damage on Titans. You can use this team on the Ice Titan as well. You can probably even use it on a Rock and Lava Titan, because Chunk, the amazing thing about his passive is it actually works on the Rock Titan as well. So you've got this option in multiple places. So please, as I say, leave a like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.